Hey guys, what's up and welcome to today's video. So today we're going to be talking about why it's easy for many of us to be successful in one particular area of life, but then for whatever reason we somehow seem to struggle in other areas. Now, there are always going to be various reasons, as in we're all individual and all the rest of it. But as a general rule, what we tend to see, what we tend to see is that often you will have people, say, for example, that are very successful in their business or their profession. And they've got this ability to make money when they need to and so on, but then they may struggle in other areas of life. So they might struggle in their body, perhaps they're overweight, they're always in pain and so on. Or perhaps they're struggling in their relationship. So again, they can make money, they can provide and so on, but they struggle to maintain deep, connected and intimate relationship with their partner, or they're not very good with their kids, or whatever it might be. Or of course we can see it on the flip side. So sometimes people, for example, are awesome in the body domain and they've got a wicked body, they've got the six pack and all the rest of it, they're very strong, athletic and so on, but have no clue how to make money. Or they kind of know how to make money, but they struggle to ever get beyond a certain point. They're kind of just capped at this bog standard basic level, even though they have goals, dreams and aspirations to be so much further ahead. Now, of course, we can get caught there. Sometimes it is as simple as, well, you just don't have the skill set. So you've got to go and learn from somebody that's perhaps been there before and learn some new tactics, strategies, maybe mindsets and so on that will help you move to that new level. Sometimes it is that simple. But what we actually find for the majority of us is that even though we start learning the things that we need to do, we then don't follow through on them. So it's like, oh, well, I know in my body I'm supposed to eat healthier. I know I'm supposed to exercise regularly. I know I'm supposed to get to bed on time and so on. I know I could maybe use vitamins, mineral supplements and all these different things. Like, we know lots of things we can do, but we don't do them. So why is that? It's like, well, I can earn money. I can keep a roof over my head and put food on my table, but for some reason I can't sort my body. Or as I say, we could see it on the flip side and perhaps it's a case of, well, I know how to deal with my body, but I don't know how to make money. Even though I've learned about marketing, I've learned about hooks and headlines and ad copy and Facebook ads. Like, you learn all these different things, but again, you're not doing the things consistent, or they're just not working. Now, the reason for that quite often is because our expectation doesn't align with the outcome that we want. Now, when I say expectation, I don't mean, I expect to be successful. Because on a conscious level, we do expect it. It's like, oh, well, I've learned these things now. I've learned I need to eat better and move better and so on. So I should be able to now reach this outcome. I want to lose 30 pounds, or I want to gain some muscle or get out of pain. I should be able to do it. But the subconscious part of our mind, even though on a conscious level we expect it, our subconscious actually expects us to lose. And often that's because we have these underlying stories or narratives that get in our way and prevent us from fully committing to the outcome that we say we want. So because there is this part of us that expects us to fail, or expects us to miss the mark, or expects that maybe we're going to have to give up too much and sacrifice too many of our favorite foods, or give up too much time, which is then going to make me have to take time away from my business or take time away from my family and so on. Often there are things that we think we're going to have to lose, so therefore we feel like, I'm not willing to lose those. So there's this subconscious part of our mind that expects us to fail, or expects that we're not going to enjoy the process. So unfortunately, we end up subconsciously sabotaging ourselves and either not fully going in, not fully committing, or we get these periods of time where we take ruthless action for days, sometimes even weeks, and then life starts to creep back in and things get in the way and we drift off target again. So we have to be careful of that. We have to look at, well, what's my genuine expectation? Do I truly believe that I can attain this thing in my life alongside these other areas where I already consider myself successful? Can I attain these additional things without it affecting or having a negative effect on the things I'm already successful in, or the other areas of life I'm trying to grow as well? So for example, sometimes when it comes to body, we often think, well, that additional time is now going to negatively affect my business. That additional time I'm spending on myself is now going to negatively affect my relationship with my partner, because there's less time I can spend with her, less time I can spend with my kids, or so on. So often we perceive certain negatives that will alter our expectation or our willingness to go all in and do the work. So what you'll find is there's this kind of what's the word I'm looking for? I guess this thread line or through line, as we would call it, like through the majority of most of life, whenever we want to level something up, you're going to keep hitting these repetitive patterns of self-sabotage or lack of belief in self, low self-esteem in relation to the thing that you want to achieve or the things you've now got to step up and do. And unfortunately, it's a repetitive cycle that we often just have to keep going through. It will sometimes show up differently and appear different, but ultimately it's triggered by the same thing. And not all the time, but in the large majority of cases, at some level, it will come down to our belief in ourselves to take the actions necessary and to achieve that outcome. Because we don't want to fail. Like in our mind, like we hate to experience failure, we hate to experience loss. So quite often it's better for us to not even really bother or not fully go all in and then fail. Because if we were to go all in and fail, well, we've just proved to ourselves that, well, you're a failure. You thought you were going to fail and now you failed. So we prove ourselves right. But we don't want to do that. So what we do is kind of half-ass it, like dip our toe. We go in a little bit but never fully commit. Because if we never fully commit, we've always got that excuse of, oh, well, I could have done that, but because I didn't go all in, that's why I didn't get it. It's not because I couldn't, it's because I just, I wasn't ready, the time wasn't right, I was a bit too busy, I had too many things going on. And it makes it easy for us to find reasons or excuses as to why we didn't do the thing. It allows us to justify not fully going in, not fully taking action, and unfortunately, it allows us to justify essentially not getting the results in life that we want. So that is my take on that question. Why is it that some domains of life we can kill it and crush it, and then other domains we seem to really struggle? So often it will be that expectation thing. The other one thing, I'm going to keep this real short, the other thing that can cause it is we don't take the same mindset that we're applying to this area where we're successful, and we don't apply that mindset to the new thing. If we were to apply the same mindset that made us successful in this one domain, what we would likely find 9 times out of 10 is it will make us successful elsewhere as well, because the principles of success are transferable, and we find that they tend to be fairly universal. So wherever they will create success in one domain, they will also create it in the other. You just have to be willing to give yourself the time under tension to allow that result that you're after to materialize. So that's all I'm going to leave you guys with today. As always, any questions, post them in the comments below. I love to obviously come in here and answer your questions and help you guys move forward into momentum and keep getting results. Let me know if you have any. If not, I look forward to chatting with you guys in my next video. See you later.